response. Jeff Mason, you revealed this week, as the head of the association that represents White House correspondents and lobbies for more access, that at one point the White House wanted you to come out as the head of the association and criticize or attack one of your reporters' stories. What happened?
Well, to be more specific, that it was regarding a story that had been written about the press, and the White House called and was upset about that story and asked me on behalf of the Correspondents Association to release a statement essentially defending the White House. And that would have been, in my view, the same really as criticizing the reporter and criticizing the story. And I said no, that's just not something that we do. That's not a role that we play.
Is the reporter here with us?
She is, and we talked about it before this segment since we happened to be on this show together. It was a story that Tara wrote, and I hadn't said that at the town hall where this came up earlier last week, out of wanting to respect the privacy of the reporter and of that conversation. But yes, I talked to Tara ahead of time, and it was about a story that she had written about media access.
It's a coincidence based on our bookings this week, but Tara, since you're here, what's your reaction to finding that out this morning?
Well, I'm not surprised, because I had heard from my editor that they had threatened to try to remove me from the White House Correspondents Association, which they don't have power to do. They're an independent association. And they were upset because I wrote a story that was completely factual, that over the course of the trip, the president had not given a press conference. That is plain and simple. And we also did not get access to senior administration officials very regularly until my story came out. After that, we had so much more access to them. Otherwise, it would have literally been the same as watching the president's trip on state-owned television. We were getting our information from foreign officials before we were even getting it from White House officials. Hours were passing, and the press officers from the White House weren't even in the meetings with the president, so they were waiting for hours to get readbacks. We had very limited access on a 9-day trip, and after that story came out about midway through, we started getting more access. At the end of the day, we never ended up speaking with the president, but I can see why they were angry, but it was a factual story.
I would quibble just a little bit, though, with what Tara's saying there. I'm not sure that I a direct line between her story and any increase of access that may have happened on that trip. The point that I wanted to make was it's not the role of the Correspondents Association to issue a statement about any reporter story, or to be defensive of the White House. And
this week, talking about access, we saw the president come back to the press cabin on Air Force One and talk with reporters for over an hour. Originally off the record, meaning we couldn't use the quotes, and then some of the quotes were put on the record, revealing about what the president was thinking. Let's get into that right now.